Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. This is Abdul Wakil Nazari, and you are watching Abdul Wakil Nazari YouTube channel. Today we are going to talk about letter of intent. So, what is letter of intent? What are steps we have for the letter of intent? Now, whenever someone tells you that, write down a letter of intent, don't be scared, or don't be afraid about letter of intent. It is a simple letter of interest. Letter of intent, we can also call letter of interest. Now, when someone say that write down a letter of interest, it means that he's ordering you to write down a letter of interest, what areas you are having interest. So write about your interest, your activities, what you're going to do, right? So definitely your interest should be write all interest what you have to write down, but step by step according to your according to steps. Now we can also call now it is very comprehensive, so more comprehensive. So it is more comprehensive as compared to cover letter. So cover letter and letter of intent, they both are the similar, but there's quietly they are similar. But here we have similar, but we have a little bit differences here. A cover letter adds to objective outlines. It means that whatever you have mentioned in your CV, all you have whatever you have mentioned in the CV, according to outlines of your CV, you are mentioning, you are writing down your cover letter. But in letter of interest, now in letter of interest, it defines about career objective and goals. What is your career objective and goals? Now you are mentioning in here, defining in your cover letter. So professional experiences you have to mention. In professional experience, it comes to your present and past experiences. It comes about your professional, about your job, right? In previous where organizations, in previous or those organizations you have worked. Now it comes to observe your leadership style. What type of leadership styles you are following, right? Whether you are by the bureaucratic, bureaucratic. So what type of leadership style are you are following? You are autocratic, right? So it just see that which kind of leadership style that you have. Now, the unique attribute to set off a part of your rest. Now you have to mention in here in this cover letter, in the intent, letter of intent, about your uniqueness. What uniqueness you have that set off you apart of other candidates, right? So what you have to mention your uniqueness that you can do, but you can. So uniqueness means that you have the ability that you have, only you can do it, right? Only you can do it. That no one else can have that ability. So that talk about unique ability set of what of other candidates. Now we are mentioning in here steps for a letter of intent. Now steps for letter of intent, we have 5 steps that here we have. So we are talking about the body of letter of intent, right? We just consider in here the body. Now letter of intent in here, first of all you have to introduce yourself. Introduce yourself. What's your name? Just write down your name, whatever. Now and next slide is I'll tell you the examples. Now in here you have to mention so introduce yourself and then describe why you are writing the letter. Why you are writing the letter, right? Why you are writing this letter? In letter of intent you have to mention why you are writing this letter, right? Now state your credentials. It means that you have to define mention your ability of your skills, confidence. What are the skills you are having? What are the skills you're having that make an organization? So you have to mention all those skills which betterment for the organization that you're going to apply for that. Now, the next paragraph you have to mention about the price of the schools and program. If you are if you're studying at school, so up to the level of your school you have to write your intent. So sometimes school or letter of intent we can also write down for school purpose as well, because in here we have when we are intending for interest, we show about for a specific subject, right? And normally in a foreign it can happen that people are graduate students, they are writing their letter of intent, a letter of intent for their specific subject. Now in program you have to mention about the program. In the program we have here, so you have to mention whatever your MS or bachelor holder, right? You have to mention it, what you have to mention about your education, recently education. Now conclude with the request for the response. The last paragraph you have to mention about, you have conclude your body with the request. Request the reader for respond. Now let's look at example. So we have got an example for that. We have, now first of all we have to mention about the date, the date that the sender, a person that you're going to send. You have to mention the address, and as well as you have to mention the address, and the next we have here a salutation you have to do. So the letter of intent should be mentioned here or here, right? The purpose of letter of intent is writing in here. It means that if a request, if you're writing letter of intent on the request basis, so there's no need to mention it. So if you're not writing on the request basis, but you're writing the letter of intent on your self base, so definitely you have to mention it, then, because the reader should understand. So it is which kind of letter it is, whether it's cover letter or letter of interest, right? Now, as I said that your body you have to mention about, you introduce yourself, and then you have to also mention why you are applying for that, or why you are writing this letter, right? Now, in the next we have the last, we have to mention about your experiences, and as well as your potential of credential, what you have, your abilities. You have to also mention what you're going to do that. Now, in the last paragraph, you have to mention about what you have, what I've said before, that you have to mention in here the last paragraph about request for response. So you have to request that. Like in here, I have mentioned it. If you would like to discuss my qualification further, please don't hesitate to call me. Now I request you here, please don't hesitate to call me on this number. I can also be reached by email. So, and feel free to check out my social network and as well. So I requested here. I requested that feel free, or don't be hesitate to call me, right? So please, and how in here the word please in here, I use the word please. Now please is used for a very polite request. Now that's all for letter of interest. That's it. So thank you for watching my video. So don't forget to subscribe my channel. Thanks a lot.